Hey, what's going on? My name is Kevin Deers, and this is Everflowing Stream, my YouTube channel where I get to talk with musicians, people behind the scenes of the music industry, other radio and podcast hosts, mostly people involved in punk, hardcore metal, aggressive underground music. This interview is a really exciting one for me. It's with a guy from a very incredibly unique band called Zeal Ardor. I'm sure you've heard of them. It's probably why you clicked on this video. The singer and the musician I'm going to be speaking with is Manuel from Zeal Ardor. So I definitely suggest checking them out. If you have not, definitely check them out. The music speaks for itself. Please like, comment, subscribe to my channel. I'm building this up. I come from a background of audio and radio, so video is new to me, but I appreciate all of the subscribers, the feedback, and whatnot. So without any further ado, let's jump into my interview with Manuel from Zeal Ardor. It's Everflowing Stream.
Hey, what's going on? I'm talking with Manuel from Zeal Ardor today. And it's awesome to chat with you. But first off, I got to ask, where are you right now?
I'm in Basel, Switzerland right now.
Okay. And that's where you live?
That is where I reside, and all my band also lives here. So it's just practical here.
That's awesome, man. So have you, I probably should know this, but I'm just going to go out and ask, have you been playing a lot since the world has kind of been opening up, or are you guys getting ready for tour?
Well, we are getting ready, but we were extremely lucky. In November and December of last year, we were opening for Opeth and Mastodon, like all over the US. Sadly, we did skip Seattle, so we're looking to rectify that.
Right on, man. Well, so you guys have a new album out. It's self-titled, incredible record. And if you're listening to this and you haven't heard Zeal Ardor, I would say you got to check this out. It's something you've never heard before. It's a mix between like blues and rock and metal and some industrial kind of sounding stuff. It's really, really great stuff. So because of the downtime, did you guys just go heavy on writing and recording?
You know, that's what I kind of always do when I'm at home. It's like my favorite thing to do. So it felt like, everyone was at home writing, and it also felt like they're, doing my thing. They're taking my baby away. So, but yeah, basically all I did was sit in the dark room. No, it wasn't dark, but just spent my days writing. It was good.
So, are you someone who when you're recording and stuff, do you like to listen, or writing, do you like to listen to other music? Or are you kind of tunnel vision, you just want to stick to what you're doing?
I mean, you can't really, not listen to music. Even if I were to say, I don't want to listen to anything, I just want to do my thing. And then you go to the supermarket and like Carly Rae Jepsen playing, suddenly like, you've tarnished your perfect little ear. So I just enjoy music generally. And I just go, whatever happens, happens. Yeah.
So over the last couple of years, it's been like a difficult time for most people, but music for me, at least, it was something that, on a crappy day, maybe I didn't get any work, or something terrible was happening in the world. You could listen to an album, it can bring you back to a good place. What's an album that you can put on that can bring you back to a good place, whether it's a heavy album, an old school album, a jazz record, just something that you can put on that'll put you in a good spot?
I mean, I can just hear the first note of Peace of Mind from Iron Maiden, and I'm immediately that 14-year-old kid again.
That's awesome.
It's funny how, it has a time traveling aspect to it, and I absolutely love it. That's definitely one of my happy place records.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. Right on. Well, so that's the old school metal in Zeal Ardor, but I am curious about, so like I kind of mentioned, there's so many different kinds of sounds on this album, and also, I mean, throughout the career of the band. I'm curious about what the initial inspiration for the band was. Like, what did you want to just like totally blend things that had never been blended before?
Well, I mean, it started kind of as a gag or like a dare.
Okay.
I would go on. Yeah, I would go on 4chan. This was when I was, doing like a pop project. I got kind of bored with it. And I would go on 4chan and ask the great people there to name two musical genres. One guy would go jazz and the other guy would go, I don't know, hardcore techno. And I'd like try to make a song of it in half an hour or so. And one day someone goes N-word music, because we're still on 4chan, and another guy goes black metal. And instead of saying no, being offended, I think the bigger fuck you would have been to make an actual decent song. And that's how my first song happened. And I figured this is there might be something more to this bone, some more meat. And now I get to talk to you. So that's nice.
That's wild, dude. That who would have thought that something positive came out of 4chan? Whoa.
I know, right? Yeah,
dude, that's amazing. Okay, awesome, man. So you got do the users of 4chan, are they well aware of this?
yeah.
I'm sure.
I mean,
okay.
It's not the big board. It's like the music board.
Okay.
It's just really intense music elitists on there. It's funny.
Okay, nice. Would you ever say in your life that you were a music elitist? I know when I was like getting really into punk rock, I was like such a like gatekeeping little piece of shit. Would you ever call yourself a gatekeeper throughout your life?
I mean, I used to be, but you come to the realization that if you people who don't have taste in music generally have a better day because they just hear music and they're like, whatever, this is great. So I kind of regress to that. Like if it might not be my style, but I mean, there's some merit to the piece of music I'm listening to, even if I didn't choose it myself. So I just love music in general.
Absolutely, man. And I'm not gonna lie, like I kind of came into working at like a big rock radio station a little bit more like looking down on some bands, and then you realize the joy that those bands bring those people, and you just go, dude, whatever, man. Like I would rather hang out with like drunk bros, like watching like some like kind of big band than like some elitist hipsters that are just like not having a good time watching their favorite band. It's like anyways. So what got you into music, man, as a kid? Like, what did you come from a musical family?
Yeah, my mom is a jazz singer, and my dad, he's a percussionist and like a guitar player for a salsa band. That's actually the only music I cannot stand, salsa music. Oh, there's no such thing as like subtle salsa playing in the background. It's always there's no way around it.
Screw your music, Dad.
Music. I gave it a fair shake. Like every time we hang out, it's like, yo, you should listen to this. And it's just, it's that time travel thing again. I feel immediately like transposed back when I was like 13 or 15. Like, no, Dad, it's, and you regress to that teenager again. I guess it's more how it makes me feel in the music itself.
Okay. Yeah. So you're hearing all these different sounds, and I'm sure your parents have a crazy record collection. Growing up, what was your first music? Because that's their music. What was your first thing that you like grabbed onto and it was yours?
There's a lot of squats in my hometown, so it was definitely punk and grindcore, and they hated it, which was
like
great
anarchist punk squats.
Oh yeah, that sort of thing. It's a cool scene here, and that got me into especially like German grindcore and German punk, because that's a huge thing over here. And then metal, and then eventually black metal. By the way, that was my elitist phase. Like, it's not black metal, it's totally bad. I was such a insufferable prick. Yeah, but now I'm here.
Okay, so I want to hear about your black metal elitist phase. What's true black metal from Manuel? What's in your opinion, what is true black metal?
It kind of reshaped that thought. I mean, it used to be like Dark Funeral and the bands we're not allowed to say anymore. But now, black metal used to be this totally free, totally radical thing. Like you can do whatever the fuck you want. And now all of a sudden there's like this 1,000-page thick rule book that everyone has to adhere to. And it just seems kind of counterproductive to the actual, mission statement. So I guess right now what Liturgy are doing would be true black metal to me.
And shout out
us, bro.
Yeah. I actually saw I didn't get much sleep because I saw Borknagar and Rotting Christ last night. So
nice.
There you go. Awesome, man. So when you're writing, because well, first off, let's go back to I didn't let so you got really into black metal, you got really into punk, and then were you in a bunch of different like of those style bands growing up?
In two of them, yeah.
Okay.
They sounded absolutely horrible. But
Can we look them up, or are they off the internet?
Luckily, it was like at the cusp. Like we were too cool for MySpace, so
Okay.
Yeah.
Too cult for MySpace. Nice. Okay. That's actually a good phrase. There you go. Too cult for MySpace. I like it. So you're writing music during the pandemic, and getting this record ready. It is nothing off limits for you. Like, it just because the genre blending, between that you said originally started with 4chan. It just seems like you have you've really pushed the limits of music that I never thought would go together, but it just does. Is nothing off limits for you?
Well, nothing initially, but I do try. I throw a lot of spaghetti to the wall and see what sticks, and a lot of it doesn't. Like, granted, there has been some experimentation that is absolutely horrid. So I guess it's like the remaining 10% that you guys get to listen to. But I give everything a fair shake, for better for worse.
Okay, nice, man. Mm-hmm. So when you release an album, do you pay attention to the critics, and do you pay attention to the reviews and stuff? Is it hard to keep that away, or do you just pay attention to it? And how does that play into your psyche, or even just going back into writing some more?
I mean, it's the same thing like with not listening to music while you're writing. It's hard to like circumvent, and granted, I did look up some reviews, and sure. It's funny how you remember the negative stuff and you don't really remember the positive stuff. That's just how the brain works.
Yep.
But while writing, I just want to make music that I like, because in my personal experience, as soon as I try to please someone, or calculatingly go, well, they probably would like this element, that never really, people don't like that. They can immediately smell bullshit. And that, in a way, it's frustrating because I can't, custom cater a song. But in another way, it's quite liberating because it's just, I get to be honest, and that's nice.
You speak from your heart and make your music, and then that tends to, people can tell. That's awesome.
I guess. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Awesome, man. Well, just curious, so I do the radio show and can play whatever I want. If you were to do a radio show, regardless of genre, just what are like 4 or 5 bands that you would make sure have to go onto your radio hour?
I'm pretty sure Björk would be on there. Tom Waits would get a fair spin. And Will Putney's band,
yes,
are incredible. Definitely 1 or 2 of those. Some Knocked Loose, Liturgy. I could go on. And a guy called Igloo Ghost. He makes a really nice, complex electronic music that sounds like nothing I've ever heard before. Absolutely lovely.
I want to listen to your radio show, man. That sounds like some genre bending radio hour. I like it.
Sounds like Whiplash, but
right?
Yeah.
So growing up where you grew up and getting into all these different sounds and underground stuff, metal t-shirts are a big part of the metalhead world, as much as we rage against consumerism, we all have like closets full like fucking Metallica shirts and everything. So what was your first band t-shirt?
I think it must have been a grindcore band. I think it was Japanische Kampfhörspiele, which is something you can't even pronounce when you're not from Germany. And I think I got got into them late. So it was Gojira.
Yeah.
Of course I had a Maiden shirt because you have to. And Necrophagist. Phagist. I don't know how to pronounce it. Yeah.
That band, dude. I saw them one time, and I'll probably never see them again. There's 2 albums and gone forever.
Yeah. I'd love to see a Dillinger show. I missed that because they never really toured when I was here, and I mean, obviously, it's not going to be as athletic as it used to be, but I'd still kill to see that.
They did some crazy shit, and there was a time where they were doing fire breathing, and they toured with. Saw that tour. They were gnarly. So good times, man. So aside from during the pandemic, aside from, writing and recording music, how did you personally stay sane, dude? Because or did you not stay sane?
That's just the thing. Like for me, it wasn't such a big change. Like normally I do stay at home and I
Okay.
do, stuff alone. I mean, I did drink more, granted, but
Sure.
I think beyond that,
You are at the bar in your background.
yeah. Yeah, honestly, it was, I mean, yeah, I think I'm just kind of used to this hermit life, and I do enjoy it.
Okay.
I did read a little more and drink more. That's the two big ones.
So a lot of bands have the like Deftones beer, Megadeth beer, stuff like that. If there was a Zeal and Ardor drink, what would it be? Would it be a beer? Would it be a whiskey? Would it be a tequila?
I'd like to have like a white wine or a red wine. I mean, that does come off as pretentious, or like one of those Belgian sour beers,
Okay.
just to stick out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, the band that blends blues and metal has to stick out somehow. So you'll be the one band that has the Belgian sour.
Yeah, or like the one band with that horrible you either you love it or hate it kind of drink. Wait. There's like a mint julep type thing.
Yeah. Absolutely. What is that that thing that people drink in Chicago that everyone hates?
Oh yeah. I know exactly what you mean. Can't think of the name though. But
yeah.
Yes, that sort of thing.
That's just like super licoricey, and you're just like, oh my God, what is this? Yeah, the drink that you're like, why am I drinking this? But I'm drinking. Okay, good times.
Yeah.
Awesome, man. So, okay, just one more question for you, man, before we let you go. So we all have scars that we've accumulated on our bodies. Pick a scar on your body. Show us if you can, but at least tell us the story of how you got the scar.
All right. I don't know if you can see it, like over my. This is the left eye.
Yeah.
There's like a fairly large scar, and it seems really gnarly and cool.
Mm-hmm.
But what happened is, my brother and I. This was when I was like a wee little boy.
Yeah.
Went mini golfing, and he was the big brother, and I wanted to be close to him because I aspired to be him.
Sure.
And he didn't even swing. Like it was getting ready to swing.
Mm-hmm.
And he just kind of tapped me on my skull, and it just gushed and oozed blood. That's how that happened. That's my scar.
The brutal mini golf.
Yeah. It's like the most pathetic way of getting a scar. Fucking mini golf.
Oh man, good times. Well, dude, it's been a pleasure chatting with you, man. What time is it where you're at?
It's 4:19.
Take a minute and smoke a doobie.
Exactly.
It's 7 a.m. here, man. You woke me up with a good chat. It's been awesome chatting with you. And the new album is available now, self-titled record by Zeal and Ardor. I've been talking with Manuel from the band. Is there anything you'd like to end with? Any final words for the Northwest here up in Seattle?
We hope to see you soon. That's all I can say. But if there's something I'm not allowed to say, that implies a lot. So that's all I'd like to say.
Awesome, man. We'll hopefully see you then. Awesome, man. Thank you so much, Manuel. Have a good one.
You too, man.